Hello.
Okay, welcome everyone. We're so excited to have you on Monday Night Ignite tonight. This is our business section, and we are honored to have Karen Malone with us tonight. She's an international speaker, a holistic health coach, an oily trainer, and Karen joined Young Living just a couple of years after I did in 2005, after listening to Gary Young, our founder, on a CD. So within weeks of joining, she was at convention that year and was blown away by the science behind the essential oils and Ningxia Red. That's why you may hear her referred to as the Ningxia Queen, because it was the next year that she was on stage at convention, because of Ningxia Red. She built her entire business around Ningxia Red. I'm going to say that for a minute, but if you haven't had the pleasure of meeting Karen, you will want to after tonight. Karen and I actually met in the desert of Egypt next to the Bent Pyramid as we were with our founder, Gary Young, and 100 new friends, filming his documentary on the frankincense trail. And our camels just so happened to be in the caravan next to each other. And while we were waiting in between takes, we started chatting and learned some of the great things that we had in common. And we know that that was a God-appointed moment in our lives. And since then, she has slept in my bathtub because that's what she does. She's been to Ecuador countless times. She will put oils on absolutely anyone, anywhere, at any time. And Karen is the epitome of a person who can sell ice to a snowman. So I know she is going to share her passion and her techniques that have created her worldwide team as she travels the globe. So thank you for teaching us tonight, Karen. We're super excited to hear from you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mr. Ned. One of my favorite Young Living sisters. I am so excited to be on the call tonight and just share some really cool, simple ways to close the sale. That's my topic for tonight, is 5 simple steps to closing the sale. But before I get into that, I thought about, and I actually prayed and asked God what would be the best way to serve you guys, and also to share like who I am and my why, because I think your why is really important. And I think it actually kind of spurs us on and motivates us to do what we do. And I thought about my why, and one of the very beginning starts of me even getting involved with Young Living was truth, integrity, and the things that Gary shared in the CD that I listened to. And it really touched my heart so much that I wanted to learn what I could do for my family as well as for other people. And I literally left my home for the first time without my husband and my children. And in 2 weeks' time, I was at a convention in a room with 2 strange ladies, one 20 years older than me, one 20 years younger. And I can just remember just like it was yesterday. I hadn't breathed the product, tried the product. I really didn't have any knowledge about the uses of essential oils, other than what I read about in the Bible, and I really hadn't connected to it on the level of what I understand today. But I remember when those ladies were pulling out all their oils, and they were breathing them and rubbing them all over and putting them all over their body. And I was sitting on the other bed thinking, what is the fascination with these oils? It's like, wow, it's just like, what is going on? So when I went to that very first conference and they introduced the Ningxia Red juice, it was such a powerful presentation. And for me, I'm a visual learner. They did a display of several of the popular juices on the market today. Like at that time, it was Zango. They put 10 bottles, 25-ounce bottles of Zango on the screen, and it dropped across the whole auditorium on all the screen. And then they threw up that 1-ounce pack of Ningxia Red and said, it takes 10 25-ounce bottles of Zango to give you the same benefit as 1 ounce of Ningxia Red. Then they went to Tahitian noni. It took 12 25-ounce bottles of Tahitian noni to give you the same benefit as, and they threw up that 1-ounce pack of Ningxia Red. And then they threw several other health drinks that were popular at the time. And then this is what really got me. When they did van loads of Himalayan goji berry juice running across the stage. And all you heard was the motors running, room, 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 room. All these van loads full of these juices. And then they threw a 1 ounce pack of Ningxia Red. And they said, you have to do van loads, several of these other juices to give you the same benefit as 1 ounce of Ningxia Red. My mind thought, okay, I'm finna go home and do a Ningxia Red takeover. Everybody needs this juice because you know what? Most people aren't getting the nutrition they need on a daily basis, and juices is an easy way to get it in. It's very low glycemic. It doesn't spike blood sugar. And also every single cell of the body get foundational nutrition that assimilates 100%. And that was the key word, assimilating 100%. There's no waste of money. So when you start learning about the integrity of getting a good product in the system and what it can do for you, my thought pattern was, hey, the moms need it, the dad needs it, the babies need it. Every mother that gets up to serve their family, whatever they fix in that day's time, thinking that they're doing good, don't realize in most cases that their kids aren't getting anything. And for years, we're not getting anything. Unless you're one of those people that literally go out to you're on a farm, you got good, fresh, organic things that you're getting and you're taking it in on a daily basis, it's just not happening. And I just felt in my heart, man, if I could just help people just get even 1 ounce of Ningxia Red, I would have done the best I could do to be a service to mankind and also to bless my own family. And I did have a little issue going on with some stiffness and a little foggy brain that I actually needed attended to. And I did what they call the Ningxia Red Challenge. And I was doing 6 ounces of Ningxia Red a day for, I think I did it for like about 3 months. And I tell you what, it was life-changing. It literally helped to, I looked at like my great grandmother when I started with living. I was overweight, my husband was overweight. And I tell you what, I look younger today at 65 than I did when I started with Young Living 17 years ago. And that's because of Ningxia Red. Some people think I'm 45 and hey, I'll take that, right? So anyway, Ningxia Red was easy to talk about. It was easy to communicate the value of it. And I also learned about the essential oils, and I knew we needed the essential oils. Gary made it very clear the power of the essential oils and the value they are to the system of the body. And I had a great curiosity. I actually purchased quite a bit of products at that very first convention, but I felt like I needed to learn more. You know how a lot of people, they get stuck because they feel like they need to learn more. Well, Ningxia Red made it easy for me to go forward at a pace that I was able to just, hey, everybody I talked to, I just say, hey, let me help you get some Ningxia Red. Let me help you get some Ningxia Red over there. And I felt like, hey, I can learn more about the oils as I go along and then more about the supplement. But there was something else as a believer that I kind of had a funny something in my heart that I wasn't sure about because, there's people that do a lot of things with so-called oils. And I'm a Christian and I didn't want to participate with anything that would be offensive to what I felt like to my Father in heaven. And so I literally remember going home, and this creates my why I do what I do. I remember praying, I say, Father, I'm not sure where my part is with these oils. You got to show me in the Bible. You got to show me what my part is. If this is something I should be doing or if it's something I should not be doing. I don't want to do anything that maybe, like I said, with my creative things. I could see the value that they were really powerful and that people got the benefit and, you're learning the science, but I wanted to understand positioning myself on a spiritual level. So God honored that request. And I've read this scripture before, but I had never understood it the way I understand it then and even today. And I'm going to tell you, for those of you who have a Bible or you read your Bible, go and look in 2 Kings chapter 4. There was a widow. When I tell you the story, you're going to recognize it immediately. There's a widow. She was getting ready to lose her son because her husband was a prophet and he had left them penniless. And for payment, she was going to have to give up her son. Well, she went to the prophet Elijah and he said to her, what do you have in your house? Her response was, nothing but a little bit of oil. So he gave her instructions. He told her to go out and borrow all the pots. It didn't matter how big they were, how tall they were. Her assignment was to go and fill her house up with vessels. Well, after she brought the vessels in, he gave her another assignment. The other assignment was, well, actually what he did is he left because the house was full of vessels. When the door closed, that little bit of flask of oil did not stop running until every single vessel was completely filled to the brim. Now, we have to distill our oils with water distillation in order to extract the oils from the plant matter for us to benefit. But she didn't have to do that. Those oils, where do you think they came from? They came straight from the throne of heaven. But then he gave her another assignment. He told her, literally, the Bible tells it. He says, go out and sell the oils and get out of debt. And then you and your son will have provision to live off of the rest of it for the rest of your life. So this mother became wealthy because she connected what God provided for his people in the earth to create wealth and abundance. Now, what are they fighting over with today? What's the richest commodity in the earth today? Oils. What type of company do we work with? An oil company. But there's something that's so important that on the spiritual side of it, this means so much to us and what we do. And that's the fact that it has to be in its purest form in order for it to create the desired results of what we would like to have happen. And also to create that abundance, because synthetic oils can create a negative effect, whereas a pure oil can do just the opposite. So it created abundance for her. And I thought, wow, if God gave through the prophet her a way to create wealth, and then here we have Gary Young and Mary Young that are people of honor, integrity, and desire and drive that are producing a product in its purest form to serve mankind. That's why I do what I do. And I can stand behind it knowing that I'm doing the best. So with that said, I'm going to go on to the next reason why you want to close the sale. Well, first of all, if you don't close the sale, the person is not taking home what they need. So it's very important to know when you step out and you talk to someone, you have to have a desire in your heart from the beginning. When you communicate with them, you have to have a desire in your heart to help them bring home what they need. So Stacy, can we bring up the 5 easy steps to closing the sales? I try to keep it simple so that, and I'm going to expound on each one of the steps. I want you guys to write it down, and hopefully if we keep this simple.
Just 1 second. Keep looking straight.
Okay.
Don't look over there.
Which way should I look?
Right there. That's the camera.
Oh, okay. So can I look at my own writing? No.
Yes. Yes. Look that
All
way.
righty. All right. So here we go. We're going to go over the 5 easy steps to closing the sale. Now, I have been doing this from the beginning. I actually won the Ningxia Red contest. I sold more Ningxia Red than anyone in the world. And 5 easy steps. Smile. And first thing you want to do is you want to ask a question. I have asked this question from behind. I still ask the same question. It's been 17 years and it has worked hands down. And the reason why I believe this question worked, what are you doing for health and nutrition today? There's a reason why I believe this question works. It's because I'm doing it with a smile. I have a good attitude. People can feel your countenance. And when I'm asking that question, I'm showing them that I have a desire to know you. I'm literally giving them the floor to respond to me so that it gives me an opportunity to go to step 2, which is one of the key steps that's so important, and that is our listening skill. When they're telling you what their story is, if we're listening, it's going to give us a clue of how we're going to present what we know that we have that's the best to offer. So we listen to what they say, and then step 3, edify. Edify, building them up and whatever their efforts are. I mean, they could say something like, I'm doing 5 Gatorades instead of 10, or I'm only doing 2 Red Bulls instead of, I used to do 8 of those. I'm smoking 2 full packs of cigarettes instead of 4. Whatever their effort is, we want to go to step 3 and edify. The reason why, even though I know everything that they just said is not very good at all. It's poor. It's very poor what they are doing. But the ideal is when I'm listening for a way in that I can communicate with them and create a warm friendship to where they'll be willing to hear what I have to say. Because if I go and say, man, you drinking that Gatorade and it's got all that poison in it. And do you know those cigarettes, they have 500 toxins in them? And that chewing gum you chewing over there, it has aspartame, it's going to cause neurological damage. And, I can sing a song to the end of the night about all the horrible things. And you guys already heard all that from Stacy. She did a wonderful job, by the way. But anyway, so you want to edify them in their efforts, because remember, I asked them, what are you doing for health and nutrition today? And they said all this stuff that they were doing. So in their mind, that was doing better than what they were doing. And then when I edify and I said, wow, that's so good that you started a life journey of building your wellness. And and then I might throw in the next thing. I might go and share testimony, which I usually do. And I might say something like this: wow, one day, I decided to start working on my health journey. And I found out about this product that I love, and it's Ningxia Red. It's easy to take down. It makes me feel wonderful. I'm clear in my head and I'm not feeling as, tight with my movements or whatever. I'll share of what I like. What you like might be something totally different. But Ningxia Red is the easy one for me. And then I'll share what I love about it. If I have my pack of Ningxia Red, which I love to have extra on hand so I can share with people, then I will offer them, hey, by the way, guess what? I actually got some, because I keep this stuff with me because I use it all the time. Here, would you like to try some? I noticed that if I ask them if they would like to try some, there's another key thing is I will open a pack while they're trying it. I'm going to open the pack at the same time, because sometimes people are skeptical. I don't want them to take that pack from me and go home and set it down, because they don't know if I gave them something that's not safe, right? So they're open the pack, I'm open the pack, and I'm opening that pack, and I'm drinking it down. I'm like, man, that's so good. I love the way this stuff is tasting. Wow, I'm creating community. I'm also creating trust, because I'm drinking the same thing I'm asking them to drink. And I'm like, wow, that's good. And then, and then I'll tell them, I say, make sure you do the blow trick. I say, blow in it, because there's stuff in the bottom of blow in it and get the rest. And then I'm like, whew, man, I tell you what, my day is not complete unless I get my Ningxia Red in. And if they say this, wow, that tastes good. Oh, I like that. Man, that's some good stuff. I'm going to say, let me help you get some right now. Invite them to get started today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. End the story. I think where a lot of us make a mistake is we try to educate too much for a first-time person. And really, you want to get to that close. If you can get to that close within 5 to 10 minutes and close that sale, there's 10 more people you can close in that day. It's a skill that I've learned, and it took me a little time to get to the point to simplify, because before I was like, we had so much more stuff that we would try to offer and share. You want to give people a whole class, and this is a stranger. They don't know you. You don't know what they have planned in their day. They're giving you a few minutes, and you want to honor that. So if I go to the close, I'm going to the close, and back in the day, I did everything by hand. I would write out what they needed. I got all their information, credit card and everything else that I needed. And I would literally go home and call the cell in because I didn't even know how to turn on a computer when I first started living. None of my sales, not even one, even today, was created online. Everything that I've done has been mouth to mouth, hand to hand, person to person, class to class. And I really believe that that has been a success in my business, and why it has sustained it is because of the integrity and the trust that was built because of community with people loving on each other and helping one another. So there's some key closing words that I want to make sure you pay attention to. If they say, I like, wow, that sounds good. I want, how can I get some? You can say, you can get some right now, or let me help you get some right now. And you take them, now since we're fancy with these phones and whatnot, take them to the site. I've even got sharp enough to have them go to the site on their phone and guide them through how to sign themselves up, doing the referral code and everything, get their Ningxia Red bundle. I might share something about, man, this is a good time for you to get started because that Ningxia Red is at a really good price. It has the Ningxia Nitro. It has the bottles of Ningxia Red. You're gonna get 30 of these 2-ounce singles. You're gonna get a couple of bottles, and you're gonna get another favorite product is the Ningxia Nitro, which has extra minerals and B vitamins. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of some people that I closed the sale with very, very quickly. I mean, really quick. I was in another state, and me and one of the girls were in a store looking at coats. And this one lady and her daughter came through, and they were looking at coats. We were looking at coats. And no, actually, she had found a really nice coat. And I asked her, hey, where'd you find that coat at? And she told me where it was, and I went to put it on, and she was looking at it, and she said, yeah, that looks like a good one. I said, I'm going to a place where it's cold, and I need something really warm. She said, well, I'm going to a place where it's hot. I'm getting ready to move to Hawaii. I'm like, wow, that's on my bucket list. Well, when her mother walked up to her, she looked like she was like, almost like she hadn't had sleep for days. I said, oh my goodness, you look so tired. And she said, I have not had sleep for days. I said, well, I have some peppermint oil here, and it helps me be alert, especially if I've had a busy day and I got to do a long drive, I use it. I said, would you like to try some? And this is something I noticed whenever I try oils with people. When I try oils with somebody, if I'm going to put an oil on them, I'm going to put it on me too. Once again, creating that trust. And I told her, I said, rub your hands together. She rubbed her hand together. I'm rubbing my hands together too. So while she's breathing it in, I'm breathing it in. I'm taking it in, and I'm like, oh, it just makes my day. I just love that peppermint. And she said to me, whoa, what just happened? She said, I don't even feel sleepy. I'm like, it's that peppermint. She said, where do you get this product from? I said, well, let's get you signed up right now, girl. That peppermint is part of our everyday oil bundle. And it actually have 12 other oils with it. We can get you signed up right now. I got all her stuff written down on paper because this is a little ways back when this happened, where I knew how to use all the fancy stuff. Got it down on paper, got her signed up, and that was like 10 minutes. And then got her daughter signed up too. So it doesn't have to take a whole lot. It just has to take a heart's desire to want to help serve someone and know that you have the best product on the market and you're sharing with integrity. Now, there was another girl that I was in Kohl's. So I'm in the checkout line. She's in the checkout line. And I made a comment about the some of the things that she was purchasing. And she looked at, I was purchasing all this stuff for my grandkids. And she said, wow, she said, you got a lot of kids clothes. I told her, yeah, I got 38 grandkids. So anyway, we started communicating about her stuff, my stuff. And she had some kind of thing that was a fragrant thing. I said, girl, what kind of fragrances do you like? And she told me what she liked. And I love having the basic fragrances always. And if you notice, I didn't say, what oils do you like? I've learned that some people don't like oils, but they love fragrances. They love all the chemical fragrances out there practically. So I'll even say, hey, what fragrance do you like? Do you like lavender? Do you like peppermint? Or do you like lemon? And then she told me what she liked. I said, well, here, try some of this, see how you like it. Now we're in the checkout line. Both of us tried to check out, right? And she's smelling it and I'm smelling. And she said, wow, that is powerful. She said, I got all kind of oils at home, but none of it smells like this. And I told her, I said, well, guess what? Let me help you get some, girl. You may as well get the best. These have no chemicals. I'm sure all the ones you have. I said, you don't have Young Living, do you? And she said, no. I said, well, I know all the ones you got at home are just laden with chemical. Guess what? She called me the next day, told me, I want that reoccurring. You guys got a reoccurring order? She said, put me on that one. And what's the specials you got going on? Got her signed up, got her loyalty reward, and she's been a really good customer ever since. Another example, I was at a chiropractor office. I actually pulled something up here, so I went there to see. I think it's actually torn a little bit, a ligament or tendonitis or something like that. Anyway, I came out and where I was getting a massage, and this gentleman came out, and man, he looked so broken and hurt. It made me want to cry. That's how hard, that's how rough he was looking. And I asked him, I opened the door to help him outside because I didn't want to talk to him about what I had to offer. And he had just went and got a session and he was looking pretty rough. I said, well, I do use oils and it helps me, my mobility. I said, would you like to try some? And he said, yes. Well, guess what? I gave him some stuff to try. And his mobility, he was walking with a cane. He put the cane down and started walking straight. And got him signed up with, it was like about a $500 order by the time he got some of the other things that he wanted. But it's a matter of seeing where people are at and offering what we have to fulfill that need. So with that, I will definitely want to make sure I leave the floor open for questions. So does anyone have any questions so far with what I've shared? Is there a way that I can see the questions? Stacy, how do you guys do that? Because I don't know where to look for them.
These are questions right here.
So you guys can unmute yourselves and say it, or you can type it in the chat.
I have a question. Do they ever ask how much it costs?
Yes, people do ask how much. And when I talk about price, I'm talking like this. Girl, let me tell you something. This is the best deal you'll ever get your hands on because the products are so pure. The value is way more than what you're going to pay for what you're going to get. And then I'll even say, like, if it's that oil bundle, I'll say, well, this is actually about a $400 value and it's $165. Or same thing with the Ningxia Red. I'll give a price of what it is. Now, if somebody's on a budget, because I've actually had, not very many people have said something about it costs too much, but I know some people have had that said to them. And I have an answer for that as well, because I believe in finding the solution. And I think we got to be kind of fast on our feet when someone is saying something like that to us. I will tell them something like, with this product, we have products as low as $4. You can start anywhere and start getting oils in your home. And especially with the Vitality line, you can share products that are $10 and under, $15 and under, $20 and under. Right now, the way our company is set up, someone can get started at any cost point, but it's very important to, especially I'll say, hey, you type of person that you like getting a good deal. And if they say, yeah, I'll say, well, you definitely want to at least get 100 PVs because that's going to unlock that 24% discount for you for a year. And as long as you put in at least 100 PV order, or you can put whatever you want in our loyalty program, and that unlocks that discount as well. So this is what I love about our company. we have something for everybody, no matter what their budget. And I'm gonna tell you something, we live in Flint, Michigan, and when I started, our plants has closed down. A lot of the workforce had went to other places. People were hurting for jobs and people didn't have a whole lot of money. And I built I'm at Diamond Rank in a town where it wasn't a whole lot of money flowing around, but people needed the products. And so you help people get what they need.
I also have a question. Thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for your presentation. It's great. You mentioned how you would take all of the interested potential clients, their information, and write it down on paper and then enter it into the computer. Okay, that's where you hooked me in, because a lot of my potential clients are people who don't, some of them are older and they don't want to do the computer themselves. Now, where I kind of need to get over myself is I don't want to take their account information, because I don't want, if something were to happen, I don't want them to, don't look over here.
Right. I
I'm not
get
the
it.
one. But how
get
do what would you suggest on that?
Well, and you know what? This is what I feel. We have to work with what we have. And if that's all you have to work with, because see, we got to be unstoppable. There's a lot of things that can hold us back and make us stop moving forward. But that person needs the product. They're asking for it. So I got to get over my fear or myself. Now, remember, I didn't even know how to turn a computer on. And I won the Ningxia Red contest and sold more Ningxia Red than anyone in the world. So can you imagine how many forms and how many people that I took information down to help them get what they need? And, but I remember what I would tell people. I said, once I get your information in place, and I didn't even know how to put them in the computer. I didn't know nothing about even turning on a computer.
Right.
I would call Young Living every single order. I literally would call it in and give all the details.
Okay.
Remember, I started in 2005. And this is what I would tell the customer, though. I would say, not only that, I would even get their Social Security, because at that time we had to get their Social Security. Remember I told you about the lady with the peppermint in the store?
Yeah.
When I was standing there, now we complete strangers. When I was standing there, and I would always carry a sheet with me that had the starter kits on it, so I could show them what it would look like, what they were going to get on this sheet. And then I always kept sign up forms with me, where I had to sign up their information. And we had carbon copies, so I could give them a copy. I had a copy. I put my information on there. It had Young Living's information on the top of the carbon copy. And I remember the one lady, she says, when I asked for her Social Security, she said, well, why do you need my Social Security? I said, girl, let me tell you something. If we talk to your friends, you can make an income with this company, because not only can you use the products for yourself, but I'm sure you got friends that could use it too. So it can create an income for you. So I always like to talk to people second and third generation, or them, their mama, their cousin, their neighbor. So they're not just thinking in terms of this is just something for me. Hey, don't be selfish. Don't hold this to yourself. Who else can we help? So what I would tell them is, I said, once I get your information in place, I tear it up. I will not keep your information. And guess what? And I've done that since 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. So help your people, girl. They need it. You can tear that information up, scratch it out, black it out, tear it up, shred it, and you did the right thing, and then you help them get what they need. Because I deal with a lot of people, they don't use a computer.
Yeah, they really don't. I mean, and that's the thing. I called in Young Living and I'm signing them up. And so they say to me, well, you just make sure that you are notating that you are calling in for them, because several of them, I have like 5 to 6 customers, and they were like saying, well, can you just order it for me? And I'm like, well, if I keep doing that, I don't get credit for it,
Exactly. You want them to have their own account.
Yeah.
Now, what I do for people, and I only have a couple of people, even from way back when, I got some customers that I have called their order in and still do today.
Wow.
I have over 12,000 members on my team.
Oh
But
my
out of that 12,000 members on my team, I probably only have maybe 3 people that even today that started back in 2005 with me that I still have to call their order in for. They will not do it. They're too busy and they don't do anything on the computer, or they don't do anything with Yellow Living on the computer. I wish they would.
Right. So
So
just do it for them.
you got to be all things to all people. Where somebody is weak at, you can use your strengths, honey, and that's your strength. You're the one. This is your business. The burden is on you to help them get what they need.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So
I'm gonna tell you guys a story that Karen told me, because this will also show you that this really showed it to me, and I've used this for decades now, to not prejudge people.
That's right.
Right. And
Yes.
You tell the great story of there was an older lady, right? She drove
Yeah.
up in a car that looked like it shouldn't ever be running. And clothing wise, same thing. And came to Karen's house. Karen sat down with her and she was going over all the things, and she started qualifying things like, well, if you did this and this, but not this, it would be this much. And but if we took away this, you could do that this much. And she reached down in her bra and pulled out a big old roll of money and said, well, can't I get everything? like and Karen was like, well, yeah, man, let's make that happen. But we don't know what people value. And when we educate them, it's up to them what they want to choose, right? We're here to help give you options, to educate, and you don't have to know it all. Shoot, Karen was in Young Living, a few weeks, and thought everybody needs Ningxia Red after hearing that, after hearing a fraction of what you guys could listen to on the daily in any Facebook group or any one of these calls. And then decided that everybody needed this and went and talked about it.
Yeah.
So we want you guys to be educated and firm in your convictions. And I believe that happens also when you use our products. If you don't use the products and you're just talking, people know that.
Oh yeah, that's a big part of it too, because I believe you can speak with integrity and honesty if this is what you're doing. This is your lifestyle. So it's like people can feel it. They can feel your energy. It's like, man, when I got up, and I did this with the like I'll use my toothpaste for a liquid Band-Aid or something, or just there's so many creative ideas of how we can take our products and use it. And when you share with that enthusiasm, you got the smile on your face, they can feel the warmness in your heart, the genuineness. Hey, can I put some oils on? You got what going on with that arm? Let me just put some oils on that, And this is what I do. This is what I do with my family. Be a product of the product. And, we got over 600 wonderful products. So it's not like you got to know it all. Find your niche, whatever it is that you like. If it's you are chemical, you want to, like a germaphobe, you got those. If I'm talking to a germaphobe, I'm not going to talk to a germaphobe about Ningxia Red. I'm going to talk to them about what these can give them, what it's going to offer them. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm talking to someone and they're into the beauty care, I'm going to talk about what they beauty on the inside and on the outside. That's why I think when I say, and I think why it's been so successful, when I'll ask a person, what are you doing for health and nutrition? And when I listen, I can steer my conversation according to what they gave me the clue of what I need to say next. And I don't go down a bunch of rabbit trail. I used to, but I've stopped doing that, because you can take a 5-minute or 10-minute closing to sell and make it a 2-hour lecture and lose the whole sale. Sometimes I had this one girl on the team. She might be on the line too. She'll be cracking up when I shared it. She was telling me, she said, Karen, I went to talk to these ladies. It was like 4 of them at the house. I think it was about 4. And she took all her stuff. She took her oils out there, tried Ningxia Red, and they chit chat and stuff for about 4 hours. And she didn't sign up one person. I said, girl, well, you were just good company. They were bored. You were entertainment for them for that night. Don't be somebody's entertainment. You can qualify somebody when you walk in the door. I'm gonna tell you what the way how I'll qualify people and figure out where they're at. I would, well, if I'm presenting and I'm talking to people, I'd like to present with letting everybody know up front about, we have some starter kits, we have some bundles, this is what they cost. You let me know after I get finished presenting what fits you. And then I'll say something like this. Also, give me an idea of what your budget is that you would like to work with. And if people start saying, well, you know, I'm not gonna have anything to next year, and well, I got this, that, and the other thing to do. Listen, that whole group just let you know, give them 30 minutes, get the heck up out of there and go talk to somebody else. Don't waste your time if they're not sincere with what they're trying to do. And I love it when I get in a group of people and they do appreciate what we have to offer, and they do appreciate what you're sharing. Here's another funny story. I had a group of older ladies that had come by the house. Well, I did a meeting, and all these ladies were older. None of them knew anything about the oil, but you can feel the vibe from them that they all were kind of a little frumpy, and they were like, wasn't all into what I was talking about. They were like, they all kind of like had a little attitude, like, yeah, right, you know. And so I was doing the oil 101, and I love passing the oils around, and the atmosphere and the energy just changed, because once they start breathing those oils in, I always tell people, say, hey, you know, breathe them in, put them where you need to. If you feel any discomfort or whatever, from your forehead, your temples, back of the neck, breathe them in. And all of a sudden, the frequency in that room, the energy, the joy just lifted. Those ladies was talking and laughing and having the best time. And they're like, well, how can we get this? Everybody signed up. So that's another clue. Don't ever present a product like this. Hey, this is the oil I use. Open the bottle and say, try a sniff. No. You have to shake it out and let them, because those oils hit the atmosphere. Makes them feel so good. Makes you feel good too. And I noticed something. So many people's brains are so clouded with petrochemical film. A lot of people just are not hearing or thinking clearly. But it seems like because of how it helps us in an emotional state, it is very uplifting. Like your citrus oils are very uplifting. They kind of they lighten the mood, and people want to hear what you have to say. That's why I always like to ask, hey, what fragrance do you like? Because if I ask, what if I talk to someone and they hate lavender? And the first oil I come up to them and say, hey, try some of this lavender. I throw some on them. And they be like, I don't like lavender. I'm like, oh, shoot. So I've learned to ask the question and let them tell me what they like. So, Danette, I don't know where the questions are at. Is there any other questions? Is there a place to read the questions? Can you see them?
Yes. Christine said, I always thought you had to build a relationship first before anyone will trust you to buy enough to buy. Don't you struggle with that? Sounds like you sign up strangers practically. And I said, she legit signs up strangers.
Yes.
Like I've watched it happen.
Yes. Let me tell you something. And that's everywhere I go. I do it all the time, everywhere, no problem. Let me tell you, say that again to me, and I'm going to answer something. She said she thought you had to build a relationship first
before anyone would trust you enough to buy.
Okay, so now that's a good question. Go back to my step number 1. Smile and ask, what are you doing for health and nutrition? What I am doing is I'm actually building a relationship with a stranger with that question. Hey, what are you doing for health and nutrition today? I have not had one person in all these years not answer that question. And when they answer it, and I listen intently, you know what I'm doing? I'm building a relationship, because by me listening, them answering, I'm showing them that I care about you. I'm building a relationship, I'm building community. And then after I listen, when I edify, I'm showing them that they can trust me. Because it ain't about me, it's about you. Even in a 5-minute to 10-minute conversation. It's a skill. Practice it and see what happens. And then you can always build more relationship as time goes. You can always invite them to a class. You can always communicate them with them more. You can follow up with them after they get started. You can call them the next day once that sale is in. Oh, and you know, there's something else that I love to do too. Because it's not always a quickie like that. I've learned that if I talk to someone and it didn't happen where it was a quick close or whatever, then I will say, hey, can I get your information? Give you my information. And I'll give them mine, they give me theirs, and then I'll snapshot. I say, it's okay if I take a picture of you with your name so I'll remember you. I'll take a picture of them with their name, put it together, and immediately writes them a note, something like this. Hey, it was so good to meet you today. I'm so glad we got a chance to talk about whatever. I'll put something in there about what they talked to me about. And I'm so thankful that I got an opportunity to share with you. If I share with them Ningxia Red, and I'll say something about that, I kind of repeat a little bit about what just happened. It helps me to remember the next time what we talked about and how I can go back and follow up with them. And I tell you what, people love that. They love it when you remember them, and they love it when you follow up with them. So follow up. If it doesn't happen immediately, the follow up is the key. Sometimes you might have to follow up 5 to 6 times before they actually will sign up. It just depends. Everybody's different. I love it when you know what? If I hadn't never tried it like this, I never would have known. And it actually amazed me how quickly people will sign up with that 5 easy step. I'm challenging everybody on this call and wherever you talk to, try it and then let us know how it worked for you.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Erlene's asking if we can have Karen's email. But Karen,
Sure.
do you check your email?
Yeah, I do now because I actually have a place where I know how to turn a computer on, and I have a place where my emails go that I can actually see them. So yes, you can have it.
Super proud of you. What is it? I'll type it in the chat.
Okay, it's Karen Z Malone at yahoo.com. No spaces.
All right, for fun. Tell people how many grandkids you have, because it's probably changed in the last couple of weeks since I've talked to you.
Right. So I have 38 grandkids, 5 great grandkids, and another grand on the way. I have 17 grandkids under 10 and under 5, and then all the 5 great grands are way under there. They're all like maybe 2 and down to like 3 months. And then I have a grandbaby coming in December. So my quiver is full, and I'm so thankful to have learned about Young Living because it has created a lifestyle of abundance to help me support and help my family, and also create a residual income that I'll be able to pass down to generations to come. And that's why, that's another key thing. You want to get started now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Get started now. And everybody needs it now. People are praying and they're looking and they're asking for something, and they're going to spend their money on something. It might as well be on something good.
That's right. Jennifer asked, did you say you drank 6 ounces of Ningxia Red for the 30-day challenge?
Yeah, well, actually, I did it for 3 months. I did 6 ounces. It was a Ningxia Red challenge. And the ideal is we're so devoid of nutrition that if we do like a couple ounces, it's really good because it is powerful. But we want to create a saturation in the body. So back then we were doing like this, the 90-day challenge where we did 6 ounces of Ningxia Red for 90 days. But I tell you, I actually noticed a difference probably after like the 3rd day of drinking Ningxia Red. And then I don't know if you know this, but I actually signed up my first person with a Ningxia Red starter kit at convention at the hotel from learning about Ningxia Red.
I do not believe that.
That's
so
without knowing
true.
anything, Harley. I just knew the juice was good and everybody needed it.
And Kristen said, didn't you sell Stacy's book under a bathroom stall? This one I haven't heard.
Yes, we'll see, and there you go. People needed that book. They need to know all the poisons and stuff. You know, hey, Stacy, she's like, help me sell the book. I'm like, well, everybody needs this book. Let me help you. And we were talking about it underneath the stalls and adding it and stuff. And so, hey, yeah, it doesn't matter where you're at. You just do what you got to do to help the people, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey, Edna, I see Miss Edna on the call.
Hey, that's too funny, but true.
Yes.
No doubt.
absolutely.
Oh my goodness, I've been with Karen since the beginning, since 2005.
Love that, Edna.
Yes, yeah, that stuff is all true. And that handwritten stuff, all true. She hand wrote me in from the beginning.
Fantastic. Well, I want to encourage you guys, if the technology is not your thing, and you always want to be prepared for when it doesn't work, the Wi-Fi ain't working where you are, whatever that is, to be prepared to do that if you need
Right.
to. And what that shows, it doesn't show like, oh my gosh, they're so low tech. It shows, shoot, anybody can do this.
Yeah.
My goal
Anybody
when
can.
teaching a class is to be reading the notes so that you look at me and go, well, shoot, she's just reading the notes. I can do that.
That's absolutely right. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
We just did a class the other day, and that's exactly what we did. We did a one-on-one. I shared a little bit and then had the ladies in the class read the notes about the simple information about each one of the oils, pass them around because you want them to experience it. And then guess what? Everybody enjoyed the class because we have to learn to keep things simple so that the new person will feel empowered to do it. If they feel like we're expert and we know everything, they'll feel like, how I got to learn all this stuff to be able to move forward. And we don't want people to feel stuck. We want them to get started now, move forward now, share now, help somebody now, put the oils on somebody now. Everything is right now. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We got to be doing it today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Major.
Well, we thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Thank you so much, Karen, for sharing your wealth of knowledge and tips and passion. I mean, any little bit of passion that rubs off on the rest of us, we are grateful for.
Yeah.
So one last thing, Kristen says, can you share the prayer you have for not taking on the things that aren't yours that may cause you stress? And then we'll be finished.
And I'm so glad that Christian said that because I did want to pray for you guys. So I will pray right now. And God actually gave me this prayer because of all of the things that was going on in my life after Perry passed. I would have 5 and 10 things going on, and it's sometimes even more than that. And it's like things just kind of tend to come at you all at one time. And God didn't mean for us to carry this stuff. So I'll pray the prayer and pray for you guys on the call, whoever listens to it in the future. And the prayer was, Father God, every life that lives belongs to you. Every breath that's given belongs to you. Every soul that's here belongs to you. Everybody that's created belongs to you. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. Father, I will no longer carry the burdens of all these things that don't belong to me because they all belong to you. I shake it off and I take those things and I put them at your feet, Lord, that you might carry, because everybody, every situation, even me, belong to you. Father, teach me how to place myself in the eye of the storms, because storms are going to be raging constantly, but you called me to a life of peace. And Father, my desire is to serve and honor you and show love, and your love to flow through me and out to others. And with that said, Father, I also would pray, Father, that everyone on this call that will hear today and in the future, Father, that you will open up a window of heaven and pour out a blessing so mighty, Lord, that it will overflow them and overtake them like a flood, Lord, that they will have more than enough to distribute out to your people for your purposes and your goodness, Father. That good things will happen through the hands of good people, Father. And we thank you and we praise you, and we thank you for your loving and mercy and kindness. In Jesus' mighty name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Love that.
Amen and amen. Yes.
Thank you, Karen. Diane says, can we have that in print?
Yes, I will do it in print. I'm gonna make Stacy help me put it all together. As a matter of fact, I did start kind of texting it out on my phone. Yes, baby, I'll put it in print just for you guys. Which Diane said that?
Diane Jenkins.
Okay, Miss Diane Jenkins, we'll do it.
And so Deborah also says, can someone buy more than one starter kit at this of the same previously purchased, such as the Ningxia Red starter kit on their loyalty order?
You can buy the Ninja Red bundle on the shop, but there's the Ninja Red reward pack that you can buy under loyalty, which is your 4 bottles of Ninja Red and your 30 pack, which is a really good deal. I don't know if you know that we have a Ninja Red reward pack, but the bundle is a starter bundle when you first get started. So yeah, it's a little bit different.
Okay, so that is it for us tonight. I'm not sure how we're gonna get that prayer to people.
Well, did it take, was it writing the
It
word?
is recorded though, right?
Right,
We record
that's
all of
true.
these. So you
Yes.
can come back and I think it's
That's
always good, whether you're handwriting or typing for your brain and your nervous system, for your muscle memory, for your actual memory, to help you with the thing. So we'll be able to do that. And here is where you can find all the recordings and of our business and our health calls. So I hope you guys have a terrific night. Thanks again so much, Karen. Thank you, Stacy. You guys have a terrific night. We'll
You're
see you
welcome.
then.
Keep it simple.
Good night, ladies.